Section 6.5, synthetic division. This is the best way to do polynomial division. It's a lot shorter and easier than doing long division, but we can only use it some of the time, which is why we have to learn how to do long division. And a lot of times our teachers will give us long division problems to do that you could do with synthetic division, but they want you to do them with long division because they want you to practice on easier problems instead of having to practice on the hard ones. The thing you have to remember with synthetic division is that you always take what you're dividing by and you change the sign. It is not going to be a -3 that we use, it's going to be a +3. Here's one way of setting it up. You put 3 in a box like this, and then you typically draw a line down here. And what we want is we want to have 2 rows of numbers here, and then there will be numbers underneath. Then what we do is we take each of the coefficients of our polynomial we're dividing into, so 5, -17, and 6, and give yourself some room just in case you have like some big numbers or something. Hint, hint, wink, wink. And then here's how synthetic division works. You take the first number and you drop it. And there's a song about this, talking about dropping it like it's hot. They're talking about this right here, that in synthetic division you take the first number and you drop it as though it were hot, just like in the song. So then once that's down there, every time we go diagonally, we're going to multiply. So 3 times 5 is 15. We write that right here. But now whenever I do things vertically, I'm going to add. So -17 plus 15 is -2. So, and it goes back and forth. Now I'm going to be diagonal again, so I'm going to multiply. So 3 times -2 gives me -6. Now I'm vertical again, so 6 plus a -6 is 0. That part is pretty easy, or should be once you've practiced it. What happens is that here are what we're dividing into. This was x squared, and so when we write our answer down here, these are coefficients, and they always start 1 degree less than what we had up here. So this is x squared x and a number without x. So this needs to be 1 degree less, so instead of x squared it's x, and then a number, and then our remainder here is 0, so we don't have to write our remainder when it's 0. Our answer is simply 5x minus 2. So let's try some more. So like we said, we're going to make this be -5, and because it switches sign, whatever it is, I'm going to put this here. Write down all of these coefficients, and draw your line underneath. So very first thing we do here is we drop this 8, then we multiply -5 times 8 and get -40. We add, going down, 48 plus a -40 is 8. -5 times 8 is -40. 33 plus a -40 is -7. -5 times -7 is 35. -41 plus 35 is -6. And then that's as far as we have to go because we ran out of numbers. So now when we write this as our answer, remember that this was an x cubed, so we're going to start with x squared. And then we have x to the first power, which is just x. Then we have our number without x, and our remainder, remember, we still are going to write the way we did with long division. We put the minus sign is in front, the 6 is on top, and then x plus 5, remember, is what we were dividing by, so that's what goes on bottom. Let's try another one. Alright, so one thing we have to do with both long division and synthetic division is we have to have all of the terms in standard form. So like this has x to the 4th minus 6x third plus x squared minus 6x. We're missing a number we're going to put a placeholder of 0 in its place since it's not there. And then this is -6. So anytime something is missing, we have to put a 0 for the placeholder. And especially on this one, give yourself some room because we're going to end up with some big numbers here. And that's okay. It's okay to have big numbers. So drop the first one, multiply. Negative 6 plus negative 6 is negative 12. Negative 6 times negative 6, negative 6 times negative 12, I mean, right here, is positive 72. 1 plus 72 is 73. Negative 6 times 73 is negative 438, I think, by doing that in my head. And then negative 6 plus negative 438 is negative 444. Negative 6 times negative 444, wow, that's a positive 4, carry your 2, 4, oh, so that makes it 6, carry 2, 6, 2. Okay, and then add 2, 6, 6, 4. Feel free to use a calculator. You don't have, I'm just being lazy by not wanting to get a calculator. So we started with x to the 4th power, which means we do 1 degree less here. X cubed minus 12x squared plus 73x minus 444 plus 2664 over x plus 6. One more example. Now this is one where they wrote it differently, but we're still dividing by a binomial, so we're still going to take this and make this a positive. But now think about all the things we're missing here. We have x to the 4th, but what about x cubed? And what about x squared? And what about x? But we do have our number, which is minus 81. So we set up our synthetic division, 3, 1, 0, 0, 0, minus 81. Drop the first number 1, multiply, add, but it's real easy because it's 0. 3 times 3 is 9. Add 27. Add 81. That's a 0, so no remainder. We started with x to the 4th, so this will be x cubed plus 3x squared plus 9x plus 27. No remainder, so that's it, and that's our answer. That's 6.5 synthetic division.